but there's a beauty in the struggle, because when it comes to like my hair,
Yeah.
I like, yeah, it's grown with me to where I am today. But now there's like little parts where at the ends, like the ends may be breaking off or
Yeah.
something, and I can find myself like pulling at it or something along those lines. However, like in reality, if I go and look in the mirror, it's beautiful. Like my
Wow.
locks are like gorgeous. However, like when I'm just chilling and I just got that single one or something like that, to me it looks like a struggle. I'm
Yeah.
like, there's no way. I think they uneven now and like all that kind of stuff. But I got them done. People was like, oh my gosh. I was like,
Yeah, I ain't know you.
no, they still there.
God, them joints super long though. I got a long way to go. Like for me, man, the process of growth is so fun to me, and watching something start from small. And I think it's like life. And I think this is why God gave us the type of hair, the coarse hair that we have, because if you look at it, it's hard, it's struggle. Like you got to comb through it and get there, but it grows thick and it protects you and it's healthy. Have you ever seen a healthy head of black hair? Yeah. It's the most beautiful thing you can see. One of the most beautiful things you can see, because it's kin to the earth, it's kin to the sun. We're connected to that. Our beauty is in our hair. Our beauty is in so many attributes that we possess. And I just love hair, man. So yeah, I'm growing my hair, and I'm gonna keep going, man. It's something that I need.
Yeah,
it's something that I need. And that's how you grow. You latch on to things that you can chip away at.
Yeah,
you don't always have to get a touchdown. I was talking to T Green today. I was telling him, like, get first downs in life. You know what I mean? Just run a second. Just walk around the block.
And that touchdown line is eventually right there.
That's what I'm saying. Walk around the block one day. You ain't got to do it every day. Just make a goal of 1 week. Just build consistencies. And that's the hardest thing to do when breakdowns happen. I don't know. I think we're shooting right now. I'm not sure. But listen, Tim told me I can't go into an opening salvo without introducing my illustrious guest, the founder, the creator of Vibe Social, and Diamonds in the Rough. Is it
Rough Diamonds?
Rough Diamonds. Yeah. Alicia Dawson. Did I get it right? Alicia. I knew I was going to mess it up. She told me I was going to mess it up.
I knew it was going to happen.
Listen.
It's okay. It's okay. Listen. I know what you mean.
So I met this young lady at church, man, and I've noticed a instant kindred spirit. And what I mean by that is, man, our thirst for learning and being curious about the world, being curious about people, being curious about, what's going on, what's my surroundings, what am I surrounding myself with? And we both, and I seen the leadership quality. I seen the diligence. You would show up to church by yourself, just coming. You know what I mean? And I always admired that. And then when, as I stated earlier, came to your event, Be Social, I think that's one of the greatest things that I've seen in a long time for the postmodern era of our generation. I think it's the modern day type of barbershop that includes everybody, beauty and barbershop merging together for a vibe, for a real life vibe. Yeah. And as I watched you lead and navigate and broach subjects and gather people, and I think that was one of the most impressive things I've seen from you was your ability to gather and get out of the way, gather and move, and let the people say what they feel. Let the people, say, hey, this is what I want. This is what I want to talk about. And you allow space for people to do that. That takes a strong, selfless person. So how you doing?
I am doing well.
Tim, did I get it right? But how you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm here. I'm really happy to be here. This is a blessing.
It is. It's a blessing having you here, man. So I just thank you for being here. And talk to us a little bit about Be Social. Talk to us about your Rough Diamond, because that's a part of your story.
Yeah.
And we can talk about your story a little bit if you want to, but I want to kind of dive into what you do and kind of plug your upward mobility in life. Okay. That's what I call it.
So yeah, I do have my Good Vibe Social Hour every first Thursday for now at Be Social. And like you said, it's just that space that I wanted to create for everyone to feel comfortable, to be themselves, to have those, whether it be tough conversations or just any conversation that we just don't talk about beyond the club. Because when I first got out of Charlotte, we was outside. But I'm just like, there's just so much more to us than just, you know, always being outside and drinking and like all this kind of stuff. And I'm just like, I want to create that space of like-minded individuals where we can have those conversations, where we can come together and grow together. And so, yeah, I can't believe it's been like almost 3 years now. And it's still going, and it's still growing, and I'm excited to see where that goes. But it does come from Rough Diamond Empire.
So it was a connection between both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that it's going to be the launch pad for what I want Rough Diamond to be. Not what I want, what God wants Rough Diamond to be. He just placed something small in my hand, and it's just kind of like, okay, stay consistent in this and watch what I do with it. And then the only reason why I know that is because this thing is still going. I cannot believe. It's like every month I'm like, all right, what we going to talk about? Somebody came to me the other day. What we going to talk about next month? No, you tell me. This was just as much for you as it is for me.
Absolutely.
But as far as Rough Diamond, the purpose of that was to be a platform for the authenticity of a success journey. I used to see all the rags to riches story, but you always saw it from the end, like when they're already at the top and stuff like that.
That's good.
But I wanted to emphasize the rough part of the journey, that no matter how difficult it is, you keep going through your process, it'll be worth it as long as you have a vision.
Yeah.
And things like that. So I have a lot of ideas and avenues with Rough Diamond. One of them being the Good Vibes Social Hour, and yeah, I'm having fun. Well, I'm literally just out here like just moving, like.
And I think that's the best way to be in life. Out here moving, creating, making memories, creating experiences.
Yeah.
And I think Rough Diamond, that name is intricate for a reason, and I think it was placed because you didn't know that you might be you're always going to be the first Rough Diamond.
Yeah, nobody told me that.
Nobody else can do that. Often imitated, never duplicated. When purpose comes to your doorstep, you're the first person that has to walk through that purpose.
Yeah.
Or it won't be actual purpose.
Yeah.
You won't even know why you're doing it. It'll just be a T-shirt. This means something.
Yeah.
This means something.
Yeah. I will say that is a very nice crew neck, by the way.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. I will say Africa made this. Yeah, Africa made this. She's dope. She can make stuff. Yeah, she made this. So
hit her up.
Yeah, she's great. She's great at that. So but this means something because I needed to have a deep surface experience before I could get in front of you. Now, I was talking while I was going through it, but boy, it was a very, very deep surface. I was ready to get back to the surface. Mm-hmm. I was like, I just want the surface part of it, the surface experience. I don't want no more deep experience at all.
I want that diamond.
Yeah, because the uncertainty of life, the curveballs in life that it throws at you, because you like, okay, you see something right here, you have a vision, and then all of a sudden, everything that you've seen, by the time you get in the middle of it, you ever jumped in like when the kids, you jump in the little balls and thing, and you get deep and you can't see nothing? That's how it be in life. You like, I thought there was the other side. There is no other.
You think you tripping. I was like, wait a minute now.
Absolutely. So where do you tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell us about how did you get to sort of your life experience and how you got to tell the people about you, because people want to know who you are. Obviously, you can share what you want to, obviously, but we want to tell the right story. How did you? Let's go back a little bit. Where did you grow up at? And tell us about your childhood a little bit.
All right. So I'm from the rough streets of Raleigh, North Carolina.
Oh, wow.
Rough Raleigh. No,
Tim from Raleigh too.
So he understands.
Yeah.
No, I'm just playing.
Y'all feel like the same person.
But I am from Raleigh. And I grew up in a church. I learned a lot when it came to religion and all that. I was a very I consider myself like the girl next door, almost like the average girl next door. I never was like a scholar in school. I was more so like academically like very average. Like I was it was the girl next door. That I was cool with everybody, popular kids and the nerds, but the main part of my life was growing up in church. And when I got to school, I ended up learning from. I was like, okay, life is going to hit me.
Absolutely.
So it's either you're going to live life or you're going to allow life to live you.
100%.
So that's when everything for me started to shift, because I've always been like a positive person, but I saw a lot. I've always been very observant and curious as well. And so when I graduated from college.
Where'd you go to school at?
North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University.
Then y'all just acting up down in the homecoming?
I had the time of my life.
G-Ho, how was it this year?
It was very much so the greatest homecoming on earth. It was absolutely great.
Listen, it looks like a great time every time I see it.
And it is a great time every time.
All them beautiful black folks out there.
It never fails. I love A&T. But yeah, when I graduated from school, I was like, okay, this is the start of the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm out on my own. So I got to the point where I was just like, all right, like, let's try faith. Let's try God. For you learned about him all your life, so we're going to try him for ourselves. And that's kind of where this Alicia started in that moment. That's my foundation.
How was so you grew up Christian, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So tell me about the kind of the intersectionality right now, where you are in your life with your faith, and how you correlate that, where you are in your faith right now.
I am in a space of, I think I'm in a very real space of faith, very authentic space of faith, beyond what I was taught, beyond, I've had to unlearn a lot of what I was taught to be where I am. And it came from when I lost a lot of things.
Wow.
Like lost my job, lost the relationship that I thought I was going to have, or whatever it may be. Like doing everything right and you still lose, and it's just like, okay, God, what is going on? So I just had to be still, and I had to get to the point where I was like, all right, just let God be God.
How hard is that?
You think it's easy to move? You think moving or picking up something that's heavy in here, picking up that, you think that's hard? No, the hardest thing ever is to be still.
Absolutely.
And to let go.
That's good. That's good.
That is the hardest thing.
That's
ever.
Calm and patient. Listen, patience is it has to be my best friend. Like now, I won't make it. Patience, standing still and knowing that wherever you are in your life, you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like we was talking before it started. I'm here because I'm supposed to be here. Mm-hmm. If I was going to be somewhere else, I would be somewhere else. But I'm here. So how do I embrace that now? And I think there's always a lesson in the still, because you can hear.
Yeah.
You don't really hear or listen to anything when you're moving. And I think sometimes busy becomes a distraction. I'm going to get busy. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to stay busy. I'm going to stay doing something, because sometimes when you stand still, you have to look in the mirror. You have to just like stand there and look and say, hey, the things that didn't work out in my life because of me. It was just because of me. It wasn't nobody else. Yeah. There's nobody else. We're not the contributing factors to my life. People are contributing factors. So I don't want to absolve anybody who hurt somebody bad or manipulated them. That's not what I'm alluding to. I'm talking about something you in a relationship or a friendship or whatever, something that ended, a job. You got to look in the mirror. Yeah. You were responsible for that. If you lost your job or something like that, was there something during your tenure at that job you could have went a little harder? Did you go in on time? Did you do extra work? Did you learn the job? Did you take time? Did you talk to your boss? Did you create a plan for yourself? These are type of questions we got to ask ourselves. Mm-hmm. Even in unfortunate situations, because I think now we're in the age of accountability now. On our sides. It doesn't matter who you are. In order for our life to really elevate to the place it want to go, we have to take accountability for ourselves as individuals. I didn't mean to go into that topic, though.
No, I think
But go ahead.
that's 100% true because I think even beyond what you did at the actual job, for me, like I got laid off back in 2022, right?
Wow.
However, I started Rough Diamond in 2018, and God laid Rough Diamond on my heart, or the vision for Rough Diamond on my heart in 2018. I think I've gotten to a point in career-wise where there can be a fear of the not having the structure.
Absolutely.
When it comes to entrepreneurship, and so you're like, okay, I want to hide under the structure of a career for, then a lot of people get lost in that to where they don't even go after entrepreneurship anymore or anything like that. And so you're like, when you say as far as like, okay, was I on time? Was I did this? But also I'm like, okay, did I work on my business?
That's good.
Did I think God would take something away because you're getting so lost in it.
That's a fact.
You're getting so lost in that you're putting to the side what he gave you to do. And so even where I am now, in the position that I am now, like there's some moves that I'm making soon just based off of, okay, I noticed that I haven't lost my vision that God has given me, but I have not moved or anything. Like I've gotten so stuck off of that, and I have to repurpose. I have to redirect myself, and because it's so much more to me than what's safe.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
And it does. And I'll say this because, and I'm glad you brought that up about entrepreneurship, because what happened is I think early 2020, 2018, like we went on this entrepreneurship like binge where like I'm gonna just leave my job, and everybody was just jumping out the window, but we didn't have the infrastructure.
Right.
We had zeal, we had a little bit of money here, and we just started businesses and we was trying it. But I think what we did was moved a little bit too fast. It is okay to get that corporate check.
Yeah.
Man, listen, get that money.
Let it fund your business.
Absolute, man, listen,
get
get that easy money. I just put my job in perspective now, is what I'm saying. That's the accountability part with jobs now. I don't put myself in it. I put the version of me that just wants money. I put transactional Steve at jobs. It's transactional. It don't matter what we talking about, because I don't want to get emotionally attached when you about to write me up. Right. I don't want to be hating you because you don't like me. I don't have any ill relationship with any of my coworkers. You know why? Because I keep things in perspective.
Right.
I keep them in perspective. I don't shit where I eat. We just keep things in perspective, and we go to work and I get my money and I leave. Right. And I leave it there. And I'm learning. And even though I realized this is what I'm great at. I don't think anybody's like me, but what I had to realize is, hey, you can get multiple checks, and I can be in the creative space because, okay, I got a little bit of money now.
Yeah,
now I can create, I can talk better, I can build a better infrastructure for my business, because why stop getting money? Don't let anybody trick us out of get that corporate money until they tell you to leave.
Yeah.
There is unless you got a burning passion and you can replace your income, do not go out on faith. Go out on faith if you know you can do it. Be structured. God is in the works. God is in the act. God ain't out here gonna be embarrassed. You out here acting, we making ill-advised moves and be like, God, get me out of it. Come on, man. Right. Come on. We don't even want to serve a God like that.
Making 6 figures.
You know what I'm saying? Let that thing build up. And then you can enjoy your job, because here's the thing. You can have a zeal for a business one day, and just like how you got tired of your job, you be like, boy, I'm tired of running this business. And then it ain't as easy as quitting and going on LinkedIn. Because what if you didn't hire employees? What if you got $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 already invested, or a couple of $1 million invested? It ain't just that easy to walk away. Right. So I'm not discouraging anybody to not go get their business. I'm just encouraging you to be strategic on it and make it something that you can still love. Right. The point of getting your own business is not to leave one job and go create another one. It's to go create work, because that's what God gave us. He gave us work. Work means your purpose. Find out why you here, what makes you tick, and what makes you tick will spread out for you and go to other people. Yeah. And that's another thing that I've noticed about you, man. You are a connector. what did that come about? Like, was that something you always knew you had? Because I just noticed there's so many people. I know people just through you. Like you're the person that like, you're like always almost the centerpiece. And I just find that fascinating. Like, have you always been that type of connector?
It's crazy. When you asked me to do a podcast, I was like, I feel like he's going to ask me this. And so I was like, you got to figure out what you're going to say. I don't know if I've always been a connector. I didn't think that hard into it, but I know where it kind of came from. I think I know where it came from. And I think it stemmed from my grandmother, my paternal grandmother. She was somebody that always brought the neighborhood together. Like, absolutely. She brought the city together, and in such an unorthodox way, to the point where, like, every summer we would go up there. She would have these huge fish fries. Like, she had a not too big of a backyard, but it was packed with just like the whole neighborhood, live band, like all this kind of stuff. And I grew up around that and in that community, and I've always been fond of that. And I think that I definitely carry a piece of her legacy within me. Because even when I first moved out to Charlotte, I was like, okay, my housewarming, I want to be a fish fry. I want to do what my grandma did. But she did it in such like I said, unorthodox way. Because one thing that she said on her deathbed was how she prayed, she sung, and she spoke into my parents' life.
That's good.
Just in general. But the difference is, and my dad would say this all the time, she was like a cussing evangelist. And
so she was Medea, basically.
Right. And that's what made her so different, because a lot of people didn't receive her because she would cuss. And so that's what made me shift kind of from like religion to relationship, because I'm like, my grandmother had an amazing relationship with God. It's just, it wasn't received because she would cuss. And so I think that, I mean, you know, I cuss from time to time. But my point is,
little thing here,
you know,
little thing there,
every now and then. But my point is, it's just like it opened that door for curiosity beyond, you know, what I learned in the church, and so that's kind of where the connection for people, just my foundation, I think it stems from her altogether. I thought about that. And I was like, it might come for Edith.
Yeah. And I think we need more connectors in this world. We need more people building authentic networks. And I think when I come to your events, and I'm so impressed because it's so authentic. Everybody there is really connected and close. I think speaking of friendship, I think you got one of the best friendship groups I've ever seen. Like, everybody friends got like problems and bull crap, but the amount of like the mixture of men and women in the group and just, you know, I see that real love, and y'all are a positive black symbol for young kids coming up. When I watch my girls, I want them to have friends that take care of them, because this world gets scary. Mm-hmm. It's a scary world. It's a lot of stuff that happens to you unexpectedly. Talk about your what it means to be a friend, and how have you. Because, you know, you guys, you know, when I see, I got ESPN popping up like that. Niggas always doing stuff like that, but my bad. Well, let me see. Hold on for a second. Luca, hold on. Okay, listen. Tell me about your friends. Go ahead. We'll talk about friendship a little bit, you know, and what it means to you, and just how in times of uncertainty that friends can be here.
Yeah, it definitely means a lot. Because even those times where, like even yesterday, I went to the gym. I almost had a breakdown before I went to the gym. And as soon as I got to the gym, saw my friends, we were good. But I think for me, friendship is important from the, like, who I'm connected to. Because even you were speaking on one of my friends earlier, and how he's just able to be himself. All of my friends are able to be themselves.
We can say his name. That was Devin.
Devin is able to be himself.
Yeah. What's his Instagram? It's called
Undev Me or something.
Undev Me, something like that.
He's my friend. I may not know his Instagram.
Boy, I was just bragging on you about being connected. You don't even know your friends.
I might not know their Instagram.
We gotta find it though, because that's my dog though. I like him.
He's great. But one thing I can say about all of my friends is that they feel like they're able to be themselves, and we just connect. Like I literally don't know like people just come, be themselves, and if you're yourself, you're a vibe. No matter what, you come and try to be fake or whatever, it's not gonna push over well. But you come and you just be yourself.
Yeah,
And that's how, I don't know, that's just how my friendships have grown. But it definitely means the world because it's been a foundation out here, especially with, not having my family here. And if I'm having a breakdown, I'll call Deja, Sierra, or somebody to, hey, and they damn near slap me over the phone. Like, get it together. And just keeping me astray, they know, all of my friends know my vision. And they're like Wes will come to me after my events, be like, so when you gonna start a podcast? So, you got to start posting more on Instagram. And I'm just like, they just keep me astray. So it's really important. I really thank God for everybody that he has in my life. Because even you, boy. Yeah. Boy, you keep me together.
Yeah.
I would definitely say that. Like, you make sure I don't forget my vision. You make sure I don't let life get me down enough to be like, all right, I quit. You be like, nah.
Because life is designed. Life is designed to doing exactly what it's supposed to do to you. Mm-hmm. That's what life is supposed to test you. Yeah. It's supposed to rip the comfortability off of you, so you can thrive and grow. There's no growth without pain. You just gotta go through hard things. And I want to say this: there's no goals either. There's just a continuum of building, and then the next generation comes and we build and we just keep building until one day we look back and our children have built an empire. That's what this thing is about, is being selfless. That's what I mean. That's why I wanted you here, because you're selfless. That's the type of leadership that we need right now. We know a lot of people can say fancy words, but who are you when nobody's looking? You're a friend. You're a connector. You're building an empire. Like you're building these things and people are being connected. It's entering into people's hearts. That's a different type of influence. Yeah. There's a difference between being famous and being influential. Yeah. And being able to speak into people without words. Sometimes I just want to speak with my actions. I just do this 45 minutes, but my life is the deep surface experience. Yeah. My life is me raising my girls and instilling them in the right things into them. But speaking of that, another thing I wanted to ask you too as well, speaking of my little girls, but the next generation, because that's all I care about. Mm-hmm. My message is not for adults. I care about the kids. Yeah. I care about the generation that's coming up, because us Negroes, 30 and up, 40 and up, we already going to be what we going to be. Right. We already got our habits. We already got our wherewithals. We're going to be what we're going to be. Yeah. My goal is what type of world do I want my young little girls growing up in? Talk to me a little bit about the state of where you see yourself as a leader, and what responsibility do you think you owe to the next generation, and what type of challenges do you think these young girls will have coming up in this world that you've seen, that you've experienced, and that you kind of want to be a mentor for, even if you want to be one at all? I'm just wanting to ask.
I feel like whether I want to be one or not, I feel like I am called to be one.
I didn't want to say it. I don't want to be politically correct.
Right. But for the next generation, for me, all I can be is the best me that I can be. Yes. Like, to me, that's the type of leadership that I hold. I remember I said something the other day. We saw a car on the road, and it was I think it was like a Rolls Royce or something like that. Mm-hmm. And my mentality was, okay, I want that. But it wasn't from a mentality for me. I was like, I want that so another little black girl can see.
That's good.
A black woman can have this too. And that's how I look at a lot of things in life. It's, okay, when it comes to luxuries, it's beyond me. I want a young black girl. I think about the young black me to see, oh, I can get that, or I can do that. And I think that my journey in itself has been so different, because like every young girl is not going to go through the same thing. And so one thing you said earlier was about like understanding that reality is okay. Yes. Like where you are is okay.
You said it better, but that's good.
But because I think we grow up and especially if you grow up in church, you learn like, oh, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. But it's like, okay, what happens when I meet this? And like, what do I do in it? Do I just turn away? But what if this is what, like, God has a blessing for you down this road The Bible literally says all things work together for my good. All things. That's good, bad, and ugly. So you may meet something that's bad, or you may go down a road where life just took you down that road. And a young girl is probably like, oh, I'm going to give up because I went down this road. I'm done. And it's like, no, like you saw, I went down this road too.
Keep going.
And God still blessed me.
Absolutely.
God still
That's
showed
good.
me vision. God still used me. And that's what a leader is.
Yes.
Like someone who's willing to take all the hits.
First cowboy over the hill.
What?
First cowboy over the hill.
Boy, okay. That's hard. That's that hit. That hurt a little bit. But to me, that's what a leader is. Like someone who's willing to take those hits and for someone to see like, okay, I can get hit, but I can get back up. And I can get hit and I can still be used.
Yeah.
I can get hit and still be great. And that's kind of how.
And you can be the one that made the mistake. You can be the one that did everything wrong. I think behavior is such a low level of judgment to have, because sometimes you grow up and people are born, crack babies don't. The nigga a crack baby. He ain't know. Come on, man. I seen this. I knew this nigga was gonna be in jail because he don't know. He grew up in a messed up situation. So behavior is such a small thing to really judge somebody on. Now, as you grow and mature and become more self-aware, then you become accountable of your behavior, no matter the circumstances you had, no matter what happened to you. But that's what leadership is. Yeah. What you talked about is standing up and saying, okay, I don't care what happens. I'm going to do this. Yeah. I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about. Nobody owns me. I'm not affiliated with anything. And that I don't care who says anything. I've been stopped worrying. Once I left structures that told me I had to be this, and this, it don't matter what structure it was. Religious structure, social, political, don't matter what it is. Relational, I'm who I am. I don't care who you are and what you are. I'm going to stand on my own deuce. And it hurt. It ain't the way I'm saying it sounds maybe like, okay, it's cool, but it ain't nothing cool about it, because you get all the arrows. You make all the freaking mistakes. You fall all the time, but I'm willing to take that. And leaders, true leaders in my eyes, are they willing to give up their life? Physically, mentally, not on some death recon stuff. Right. But you know what I mean. This is what I'm standing on for the rest of my life.
It's a sacrifice.
Absolutely. Sure. It is. And I think you got it in you. Matter of fact, I know you got it in you. And I think you're going to lead a generation. I do mean that and that's why I wanted you here. Like, this is a movement. This is a reaffirmation of who we are as Black people in this world and how we show up. Now, listen, I study astrology a little bit, and we're leaving the age of Pisces and we're entering into the age of Aquarius. And the age of Aquarius is divine feminism. It is where the first shall be last and the last shall be first. And the last has been economically, socially in this society, a Black woman. It's crazy that I've come into this knowledge because I got 4 Black girls and I couldn't figure out, like, God, why do you gave me these little Black girls? And I'm figuring it out. The world is about to turn on the favor. You can even see it in every situations that's happening in our world in front of our face. People are fighting against it, but there's no need to fight no more, because now the world is turning and you guys are going to lead. I promise you this is going to happen. I don't say, remember I told you at Future in 2021? Remember I said that? Everybody was laughing. I'm telling you now, your generation is going to lead. You see now we even got a woman president. This is just the tip of the iceberg. This is just like, when you remember when the colored TV first came out? Look at where we are now. So I just believe in you that much. And I think that you're going to lead a generation. You're going to break barriers. You're going to do the unorthodox. You're unique in your approach. Don't be afraid. I'm telling you in front of everyone, don't be afraid. It's going to be enemies everywhere after you. It's going to be all type of things, but you're going to make it because you're great. And I see that in you. It hasn't fully matured and maturated yet, but it's just itching to get out. So just keep the people around you, keep your circle tight, keep it going. And I want to give you the last word before we get out of here, because I really appreciate you coming on here and really talking. And I know it's getting kind of late, and I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I want to give you the last word.
The last word.
The last moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I would definitely say, well, I would say this. When I came up here, it was not for my now. I came up here in faith for my future self to be able to go back and see where I am now.
That's good.
And be like, I made it. And so I appreciate you for allowing me to be on your platform for that. Because, yeah, life will life. But I do believe that you do have to take those opportunities to be able to beyond your now, to be able to, so that you can go back and look into it and see like, hey, I made it. So I'm telling anybody who is where I am now.
Keep talking about that. Keep going. You got time.
Okay.
Elaborate. Keep going.
But no, just like I said, telling anybody where I am now, like you're gonna make it. Sometimes you just gotta keep telling yourself. You gotta keep saying it. But yeah, as far as I forgot where I was going with that. That hit.
Yeah, and I think you got to keep striving.
Yeah.
And keep striving for excellence. Man, my phone keep going on. I don't know who texted me this late, but keep striving for excellence. There'll be times where you'll want to quit. There'll be times where you'll want to give up. There'll be times when you don't know where to go with it, but just do it anyway.
Yeah.
Do it anyway, and it gets lonely. It does get lonely doing this, but this is a sacrificial journey. This journey is not a journey to where like if you're looking for an outcome, just go do something else. Mm-hmm. Don't deal with the people, if that makes sense. Like the people heart has already been so fragile and so broken because they've been lied to, because they had misinformation, as people have abused their power, and people are tired of giving their trust to people who abuse their power, who abuse what they've been people entrusted them with. So now I believe people like you are coming along the way, and you're going to regain that trust. You're going to regain that trust. So just continue to strive. Yeah. And like I say, it's just sprouting out of you right now. It's just coming out of you slowly and slowly and slowly. Things like this going to help your confidence. Things like this going to help you grow and build, man. And I'm just glad you gave me the time. I'm glad you just took the time out of your day, and that really means a lot to me. Because I know when you get where you're going, I'll be like, I knew it once. I'm going to be able to say I knew you. I'm going to be able to say that. And
you gonna be there too. I said at Be Social, I was like, anybody who at the bottom with me, it's not gonna be a switch up. Trust and believe me. I went to see Usher the other day.
Come on now.
In the nosebleeds.
Ooh.
And I was like, can
we talk about that for a second?
Oh,
we were talking about that earlier.
10 out of 10.
I've never seen a reinvigoration of a career so massive. And it's underrated too, because we were killing Usher about 5 to 6 years ago. But we was killing Usher. What? But now Usher, he went to Vegas like I talked about earlier, and he started working on his craft. Like in the dark, he was doing that residency, just working on it. Before it got really, really popular, he was there about another year or two, just working it. And then boom, it popped off, and now he in arenas. You can't do nothing with him right now. It's over. He did 2 shows at Spectrum.
Sold out. 2 sold out.
Do you understand the revenue? Well, my sister-in-law, she about 50-something.
Well, I sat in the nosebleeds. I sat in the nosebleeds just to be in the building. Just to be in the building.
That's crazy. He's a legend. Usher, Chris Brown.
Don't ask me this on podcast. Usher. I'm gonna choose Usher.
I think Usher got the more potent music. I think Chris Brown is probably a little bit overall talented, but Usher's music hits differently. Confessions was an album.
That's the great. I would choose Usher. I think the younger generation would definitely choose Chris Brown, of course, but I would choose Usher. Don't get me wrong; they're both great, and if either one of them sees this.
They might. You never know. They'll see it one day.
If either one of them sees this, you're great. But Usher.
I got Usher too. But listen,
we're gonna let that burn.
Listen, tell everybody again about the address, if they can want to come out to be social. I don't know if you want everybody to come out, but
yes, please come out. It is 100% open to the public, but bring your own vibe. It is at Be Social. I don't think I know the address off the top of my head, but Social Status off of Central Avenue.
I have Tim put it up while you're doing this.
Okay. Yeah. Social Status off of Central Avenue. Every first Thursdays for now. Follow me on Instagram at invincible.savage, just to stay up to date. And yeah, check out the Rough Diamond Empire, the Rough Diamond clothing for merch as well, and just to follow the journey. If you get on now, you're on at the beginning.
Come on.
And you're going to watch it launch.
Where does Savage part come at? Where they come from?
Savage?
Like, yeah, like what? What's your Instagram name?
Because I dare to be different. Because I remember I was on the plane and I had my Savage hat on, and this little girl looked at me and was like, "Her hat says Savage," and her mom was like, "Get away from her! And I was like, "That's why I wear it, because I think it's viewed as this negative thing, but you can. It's a good way to be a savage."
Yeah.
Like, I feel like when you take life when it start hitting, when you start throwing you curveballs and you still fighting, that's savage to me.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's gangster too.
And it's literally, my name is Invincible Savage. Maybe I need to change that, because the Lord was like, "Are you invincible?" But
I like it's a dope name though. I like it's a dope name.
Yeah,
it's kind of slick though.
It's a brand. I'm trying to build that. So
yeah, well, I appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate you for having me, for sure.
Yeah, this good. This good and watchable too. Nice and digestible. This is a good watch. I'm trying to get there. So we learning and growing at the same time. Yeah. Just there, it's always room to grow. You're never there. As long as you keep how you become successful, it just never look up. When I became successful in business, I just stopped looking up. At first I was struggling. I was looking up and I was trying. And I stopped trying. And I just started working. Mm-hmm. And I just thought that everything is in the work. Everything you want. By the time they gave me awards, I didn't want them, because I wanted to get back to what got me there, because I was obsessed with the work, and you find the authenticity in what you want to do in the work. So I just love setting up and doing all of this stuff now, because like you say, we're going to see each other at the top. You did. Hey, listen, YouTube, Instagram, and more platforms to come. Deep Surface Experience. I follow us. Yeah.